let's go to the legal eagle now of the BJP. Its Rajya Sabha nominated MP Mahesh Jethmalani joins me. Mr. Jethmalani, appreciate your joining us. How do you see this 2-year sentence being given to Rahul Gandhi for criminal defamation? Do you see it as excessive as some are suggesting, or do you believe Rahul Gandhi has much to answer for?
Well, I haven't read the judgment yet. I haven't read the judgment of the trial court convicting Rahul Gandhi. But he has got the maximum sentence under law for that offence. 2 years is the maximum, so he's got that. Whether that was warranted or not, one can only say, or whether one has a view on that, one can't opine without seeing the judgment.
But in your sense, criminal defamation per se, do you believe it's the kind of law that should be there in the statute books? In many parts of the world, it's being struck off. For Rahul Gandhi, should he be facing the law as it stands in your view? Or do you believe criminal defamation per se is bad in law?
Well, he's violated the law as it stands, so he has to face the violation unless he gets it set aside by the appellate court. But formally I was of the view that we don't need a criminal defamation law. Subramanian Swamy took it all the way to the Supreme Court and he didn't succeed. The criminal defamation law is very much on the statute books as of now, notwithstanding that people are calling it a colonial law, but it is on the statute been upheld by the Supreme Court. Its constitutionality has been upheld by the Supreme Court, so that now it's only the legislature that can, remove Section 499 and 500.
But because from it, Mr. Jethmalani, flows the big questions. Should Rahul Gandhi be disqualified as a member of parliament? Technically, the Lily Thomas case of 2013 in the Supreme Court, he can face disqualification the moment he is convicted for up to 2 years as he has been. In your own view, for a case like criminal defamation, should the Speaker move to disqualify a member of parliament? Is this a fit case for disqualification?
Well, this thing about one law for parliamentarians and one law for the others somehow doesn't resonate with me, Rajdeep. If there's a law, then it should apply equally to everybody, right? I'm not saying that I agree with criminal defamation, right? But it has been challenged, as I said, and it's been upheld. Now, if that's, then we are all bound, we are all, duty bound to obey the law and see that we don't fall foul of it, otherwise we face the consequences. Rahul Gandhi seems to have, the problem with Rahul Gandhi is that he does this once too often. So, nobody's going to empathize with them. You make all kinds of statements every time, and I'm not so worried about the law, but sometimes you feel that the abuse, the level of discourse in politics has gone so bad that, perhaps somebody who's a repeat offender and he's got more than one case pending against him, maybe it's a good way to bring people in the political domain down to earth and, stop venting their anger by abusive foul language. And I'm not saying that this is only peculiar to Rahul Gandhi. Please don't get me wrong. It's across the board. But Rahul seems to fall foul of this law very frequently. He's a very angry young man who says extremely abusive things
but Mr. Jethmalani, taking up from what you're saying, that he's not the only one who's accused of making reckless statements in the past in the political domain. There are others in your own party who made reckless statements, defamatory statements, but we've never heard of them getting convicted for 2 years in a criminal defamation case. So there would be those who will argue the law doesn't seem to operate equally for all.
Well, it all depends how diligent a complaint is. Somebody called me a thief, I would pursue it with a passion to see that the man either apologizes or goes to jail. Rahul Gandhi didn't apologize, so he had to face the heat. He seemed to be above apologies, unless the Supreme Court in the Rafael case extracted it from him. They made him apologize.
But you almost seem to be suggesting, therefore, Mr. Jethmalani, that Rahul Gandhi must pay the price and get disqualified for criminal defamation. I repeat that there are many politicians, including in your own party, who then should also be facing the heat of defaming their political rivals.
See, Rajdeep, the problem is in situations like this, when one political leader faces the legal heat, right? The whole debate gets skewed. The point is, he's fallen foul of a law that is valid at the moment, constitutionally valid, right? Nobody can, he has a remedy. It's very simple. He has a remedy. Whether other people may fall foul of it, etc., how does it matter? They may. So far they haven't, because nobody has prosecuted the case with diligence, right? So this guy, the fellow who filed the case against Rahul Gandhi, has been at it since 2019. The statement for which he's got his conviction today was during the election of 2019, where he said something very absurd, like all Modis are thieves or all thieves are Modis, something like that, right? Now, that's the most impolitic and a ridiculous statement. I mean, you brand an entire class, in this case, a class of people bearing the surname Modi. Every one of them will feel aggrieved. So, look, I mean, you're framing the question wrongly.
No,
Does that behove a person who claims to be the Prime Minister?
No, but, Mr. Jethmalani, I repeat, you've seen in the past various leaders, including Prime Minister Modi when he was Chief Minister of Gujarat, 2002, Hum Paanch, Hamare 25, a reference many believe that was clearly to Muslims. We've seen Gali Gali Mein Shor Hai, Rajiv Gandhi Chor Hai during Bofors. Politicians use harsh language against their political rivals. In that context, does Rahul Gandhi's crime constitute 2 years? Or is it simply opening the floodgates? Others have gotten away in the past. Now Rahul Gandhi must face the music.
No, there were no prosecutions in the other case. Where were the prosecutions? I don't remember anybody saying anything about any prosecutions, right? I never read any prosecutions against the Prime Minister. Nobody prosecuted him for defamation for anything he said. On the contrary, they took it to a different level. They tried to implicate him something we now found he was totally innocent of. They tried to implicate him in fomenting the Gujarat riots. So, this is now the constitutionally valid law. There's no point putting on a higher pedestal or putting it or using whataboutery. All right. The fact is, the level of political discourse has come down a lot. And that's unfortunate. 2 judges of the Supreme Court have remarked upon it, that the level of political discourse needs to significantly improve. So maybe this is a wake-up call. Maybe Rahul Gandhi is the scapegoat for this wake-up call now, that people will be more careful, and Rahul Gandhi himself. And Rahul Gandhi is not the best example, because he has done it repeatedly. He has 3 cases pending against him, Rajdeep, don't forget, for defamation.
Okay.
So maybe he's the best example for this improvement in political discourse.
Okay. Mahesh Jethmalani, appreciate your joining us.